Hey guys, I'm Birdie and welcome back to my channel. This is Clown Cows. Today, I would like for us to talk about the Rachel React situation and look at the deeper implications of her actions. I'm going to talk about how, in my opinion, she fits into so many stereotypes if we look just beneath the surface, and why I think she is the newest lol cow, or clown cow, as I personally like to call them. This video will only be me sharing my thoughts and opinions, of course. I'm an expert in nothing, so if you have questions, please seek the advice of an expert. I'm only sharing my personal views with you, and I do not know anyone personally who I will be talking about. This video is going to include me being critical toward the behaviors and words of Rachel, though. So if you support her and if you don't want to hear anything negative being said about her, or if you're the type of person who doesn't want to hear criticism of the actions of others unless that person is present to defend themselves, then you probably don't want to watch this because that's what this video is going to be. It's simply me, my opinions, and the rationale that I used to come to my personal conclusions. Let's get started. So everyone has probably seen all of the other videos that are out there going over the entire Rachel, Emily, Amber situation. Salty Crab got pulled into it. Hecticon has been pulled into it. Charlie Gold has exposed them for different things. So I'm not going to go back over all of that in this video because I don't want to waste your time. You've already seen all those videos probably more than once. But this video is going to be talking about these stereotypes that I believe Rachel fits into. And I'm going to have them numbered, and I'm going to tell you why I believe she fits those stereotypes. Number one. One of the stereotypes I believe Rachel fits is the stereotype of virtue signaling. I think Rachel has spoken about her beliefs regarding accountability and morals and ethics and how she sees things. Specifically, how she says she wants to make people face accountability and hold people basically to the same standards that she holds herself to. That was the entire point of her exposing Amberlynn Reid videos. At least that's what she told us the point was. Rachel said that Amber had done awful things on camera that she had monetized, and she wanted to expose her for the reality of how awful she is. She said that it couldn't carry on. And she's correct. That's great. I agree with that. Except Rachel has shown herself to be exactly the same as Amber. This moral high ground, she claims, looks really low from where I'm standing. You know how often I tell you girls that we are whoever we are when no one is looking? That the person behind the door with no one around, where secrets are silent? What we do in that moment is the truth of who we are. That is who our character is. You see, Rachel was in a setting where she believed she was private, where she thought she was only among friends. She even said that she did not expect the things that she was saying in that Discord to become public or to be leaked. So in that moment, she felt free to truly be herself. The person she is and what she did was to show herself as a slithering, deceptive, manipulative, and greedy bitch. So the virtue signaling in the future won't look as prominent as it used to. She does not hold herself to the same standards in which she holds others. Her moral compass, her do-good Rachel personality is only an act. It's because it's the way she wants others to behave, but not the way she thinks that she should. Number two, the stereotype of educated people, specifically the social psychology side of intergroup bias. Basically, I think that Rachel talks a lot about her higher education degree, and in my opinion, I think that she acts like she believes she's better than basically everyone. Now, I'm not extremely familiar with Rachel, so I got a lot of this opinion by reading the comments. A lot of her audience is talking about how she talks a lot about her education, about how she is a philosopher, about how she is a thinker. Now, I'm saying that this could be intergroup bias because she has reminded us of that Class A degree. I found that video. And I feel like it was to remind us that she is right in her thought processes or in her analyses of any given topic. She does not appear to talk about her education to simply say that she worked hard and she's proud of herself. She's told her viewers repeatedly about her educational background and then proceeded to manipulate and deceive the audience of whom she had previously led to believe could trust her opinions based on that degree, which is essential critical thinking. It's as if she's saying, I can outsmart you because I'm educated. It's how I perceive her attitude to be, at least. Number 3, the rich man stereotype. Now, I'm not saying that Rachel is rich by any means. Of course, I have no way of knowing what her financial standing is, and I don't care to. But she has arguably seen an influx of money recently with lots of new subscribers and the monetization of manipulating her audience. A widespread stereotype of those who have extra is that they are often greedy and or selfish. I think Rachel displays a greediness about herself. She talks fairly often about banknotes, or cash as we commonly call it in the US, and seeing that she had not planned on anyone finding out that she had made that deal with Emily, coupled with knowing that she did not feel comfortable giving money to Beck, but was somehow comfortable giving money to an alleged death feeder before backing out of that and seemingly planning on keeping all of the money to herself before fearing being potentially blackmailed and then saying she would give it to a charity instead. It just screams of greedy, among other things. Especially after seeing her Discord messages about wiping her eyes with banknotes and her saying that she wanted to give the money to a charity instead, something registered, because then she could get the tax break if she donated to that registered charity. It felt and sounded self-serving, greedy, and completely lacking in empathy. I just hope Rachel never opens her door and sees Karma standing there, because if she did, she would find herself in a situation where she was jobless, broke, has a body riddled with cancer and other illnesses, where she is in pain, where she is afraid for her life, and where she is crying out for help. But the person who has the means and the ability to help her would simply say, I'd rather have the tax break. Ha ha. I know she said that she will give that donation to Beck now, but I also know that it's only because she was pressured into it. It wasn't because her heart pointed her in that direction. It's not because Rachel's moral standing wanted to give that money to help Beck. It's like she doesn't care that they are suffering. Rachel is only giving that money to Beck because her audience pressured her into doing it. Had none of this been brought to the surface, had Emily not reached out to Rachel and said, hey, you actually do owe me that money, and had that not potentially scared Rachel into believing that Emily could blackmail her, I believe Rachel would have just backed out of paying Emily and kept all the money to herself. Just keep in mind, okay, that when Rachel was in that dark room behind that closed door where no one was looking, she was smug, cold, greedy, and acted like she thought she was better than others. Like Amber, it was as if Rachel couldn't find her sympathy bone. Number 4, the stereotype of popularity. I think this applies to Rachel because she gained popularity quickly. And with her popularity, her ego seemed to grow as well, but only in size and not in strength. Her ego seems very fragile to me, as it appears like Amber and Emily also have very fragile egos. You see, Rachel wants to control the narrative just as they do, And she has shown us that she will deceive to adjust the facts or the context to fit the narrative that she is aiming for. I am not very familiar with Rachel in many ways, or at least I have not watched all, most, or even many of her videos. But from watching a few parts of her content while preparing for this video, I've come to the conclusion that I think she's conceited. And since she blocked me over a week ago for criticizing her, I'm presuming that her ego is fragile because I pose absolutely no threat whatsoever to Rachel. She had no reason to block me except for the fact that I was criticizing her for being hypocritical. That's it. I was calling her out on her hypocrisy. I did nothing else. I posed no other threat to her. I was armed with absolutely nothing but my opinion of what I believe the absolute truth to be. And she didn't like that. This isn't uncommon, though. Whether it's someone who gets a lot of praise and acceptance quickly and widespread, or even a local celebrity or a famous person. People who feel widely accepted or greatly loved amongst the crowds can sometimes have a tendency to let that go to their heads, and they can become completely insufferable. I believe that is what has happened to Rachel. Number 5. Number 5 is not a stereotype, it's just a thought. If Rachel grounded herself, if she got some humility about her, if she would practice what she preaches, if she held herself to the same rules that she holds others to, she might could see what she has done. I think she's a bully, a mean girl, a self-serving woman with an agenda cemented in the idea that she can manipulate viewers into trusting her, and then she can later trick them all the way to the bank. In my opinion, she's greedy, and she's simply not of the character that is likable. She is redeemable, though. No matter what you may think about her, I believe she is redeemable. I think we all are. No matter what you do, no matter how badly you mess up, there is always something redeemable about you as long as you're willing to fix your flaws. If Rachel had a true moment of reckoning where she used her ability to critically think, if she used that degree that she likes to brag about, then she could see the categorically wrong things that she has done, and she could fix them. But right now, she just wants to justify those things instead. As an advocate, I'm 100% for people standing up for their beliefs, even if those beliefs are unpopular. And I'm the first person who will help you stand up for your belief or to help you stand your ground if it's something that's truly important, if it's something that's good, if it's something that's right. But Rachel is not standing her ground to protect her moral compass. She's standing her ground to protect her bank account and her ego. I saw what she said to a channel creator. It was called Salty Crab. And Rachel came off very threatening in the comment section, whether she intended to or not. But if she would just stop and think about it, correct her flaws, humble herself, and come back with true remorse, an apology, and a new way of holding herself to the same standards as others, I think a lot of people would give her one more chance. But until then, she has made herself just another lolcow. And as Amber would say, Rachel's smugness is smugging. But what do all of you make of all this? What do you think about it? At the end of the day, I know it's just lolcow internet drama, but it does teach us valuable lessons if we allow it to. It shows us that no one is perfect and everyone makes errors in life. Do you think Rachel can have a comeback like Amber did when she lost so many of her subscribers? And what do you think about the Amberverse pulling together to teach Rachel a quick lesson in math by unsubscribing in droves? What do you think about her finally agreeing to give that money to Beck? But how do you also feel about knowing that that was never what she intended to do, and it was not what she felt comfortable doing, and that she had rather have the tax write-off instead? What do you make of all the other reactors who have been pulled into this? Do you think that they're going to learn a lesson from all this? Do you think that there's still more to come out? Tell me all of your thoughts about all of it. I do enjoy reading what you all have to say. Enjoy your day and remember that I appreciate each and every one of you. I will see you guys again soon. Have a great day. Bye for now.